Hi guys, welcome to the Wrestling Retrospective. I'm Leo, and this is my predictions for World's End. First off, on the 0 hour, we have the 20-man Battle Royal that was announced last night on Dynamite to determine the number one contender for the TNT Championship. Though they said it was like for any time, anywhere, but I can imagine they might take it at just the next possible point. For me, we don't know who's in the 20-man Battle Royal, so I'm just going to take a shot in the dark, and I'm going to go with Roosh. He's had a really good showing in the Continental Classic, though he didn't get the win and he didn't get into the finals either. I feel like they're pushing him more towards a championship, or just pushing him in general. People like Eddie Kingston, Moxley, Danielson, I don't think will be in it, but maybe Claudio will get it. It kind of depends on who wins the TNT title match later on in the night, but kind of whether it's going to be face or heel. But AEW don't really do that kind of thing, but Roosh looked really good during the Continental Classic, and I feel like he would be the right person to go for, just to win a Battle Royal on the pre-show and get a TNT title shot at some point. So not knowing, I mean, there's every chance he's not even in the Battle Royal, but just as a shot in the dark, I'm going to go with Roosh. Next up, it's also going to be on the 0 hour, we have an FTW title match with Hook defending against Wheeler Yuta in an FTW Rules match, which is probably just a no DQ match, or Extreme Rules, however you want to put it, that kind of match pretty much. And I've got Hook to retain here. I can't see him losing the title, especially in New York, which is where he's from, and I just don't think putting the FTW title on Wheeler Yuta would be the best idea. I mean, he's already Ring of Honor Pure Champion, so he doesn't really need a second title, and this feud between Yuta and Hook hasn't been well shown and televised. We've seen parts of it, and it doesn't surprise me that these two are going to be on the pay-per-view, but I just can't see it leading to a title change at all. I can't see Wheeler Yuta winning, therefore Hook will retain the FTW Championship. Moving on to the main show now, and we have an 8-man tag team match, which I assume is which is replacing the World Tag Team match we were supposed to get between the Golden Jets and Ricky Starks and Big Bill. And instead we're going to get this 8-man match, which is Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Sting, Darby Allin against Starks, Big Bill, Powerhouse Hobbs and Kyle Fletcher. I think it's going to be a decent match. It's a match I'm not overly interested in. I would have preferred the tag team title match, but with Kenny being out injured, there's nothing they could have really done about it. I definitely wasn't expecting Sting and Darby Allin to return last night on Dynamite to help these two out, especially as Darby Allin's supposed to be climbing Everest and training for that, but clearly he's back again, and it doesn't take this long to train, so maybe he's taking a hiatus from training to come back to AEW because they're trying to throw things together before World's End. But it's saying it should be a decent match. I've got a feeling there's going to be a lot of it, kind of rules are falling apart and stuff like that, and no one's really going by the rules, as most people in this match tend to break rules, like Jericho, Guevara, and the whole heel side of stuff. I think it's just a bit of fun to have on the card. And I said we were supposed to have a tag title match, but we're not now, so this is a decent replacement. But for me, I got Team Babyface just to get the win and pop the crowd, and just kind of a basic pick really, but as I'm not that interested and it's very thrown together, I think it'd just be easier to give the fans what they want and a big babyface win. Following that, we have Christian Cage defending the TNT Championship against Adam Copeland in a no disqualification match. For me, I've got Christian Cage to get the win here. For me, it doesn't make any sense why Adam Copeland would challenge Christian Cage to a no DQ match unless he's going to incapacitate Killswitch and Nick Wayne and Nick Wayne's mum before the match. Maybe on the pay-per-view, maybe he locks them in a room or something, which evens the odds. But if he doesn't do any of that, Christian's just going to bring them out and they're going to help him get the win. I've been trying to think of people who might help out Adam Copeland to even the odds a bit, but with Sting and Darby Allin in the 8-man match, I can't see them getting involved with this as well. So whether Adam Copeland's going to bring some other people in to help him out, I'm not sure. But either way, I think it would be silly to take the TNT title from Christian Cage right now, as he's so hot and so popular and just one of the best things on AEW right now, and bringing the prestige up of the TNT Championship. Therefore, it would make way more sense to keep the title on Christian than it would to put it on Adam Copeland. And plus, like, I would argue that Christian's made the TNT title more prestigious than the AEW title more recently. And I think stopping that momentum now would be a massive mistake going into the new year, especially with TV deals and stuff coming up. Especially, like, they might not even be on TNT like next year or something. And yeah, they're gonna have a TNT title, so I don't know kind of what they might do with the championship. But keeping it, but then like having it on Christian Cage could change the name of the title and just have it be a story with him. They can call it like the Christian Cage title or something, like, you know, something silly like that, but people would hate. And to do all those things, you'd probably have to keep the title on Christian, and that's why I'm going to pick him to retain the TNT Championship here. Following that, we have Andrade El Idolo with, I assume, CJ Perry in his corner, taking on Miro. This match was announced last night on Dynamite, and I'm very happy they actually made it onto the pay-per-view. I was worried for a second that they were just going to do it maybe next week on Dynamite or Collision. But yeah, I feel like this is definitely going to be one of the better matches on the card. And for me, it's one of the harder matches to predict, as both men, in my opinion, need the win. Andrade is just coming out of the Continental Classic, where he's had such good momentum coming out of it almost. Though he had 2 losses in a row, he does have a victory over Bryan Danielson, which is huge in AEW. And Miro, he hasn't really been doing a lot. Like, he faced Powerhouse Hobbs at All Out, and then he's not really done much since, other than just attack people that CJ Perry talked to. So that's why I feel like Andrade is going to get the win here, just because they seem to have more investment in pushing Andrade and having him on TV more rather than Miro, which is a shame, because Miro does deserve a lot better from AEW, and he's arguably one of the more dominant factors of AEW. And to have him be so far down the card and kind of lost in the shuffle every so often still is unbelievable. But I don't know, hopefully Miro has a better 2024. And yeah, for me, Andrade is going to finish the year on a high with a win against Miro on pay-per-view. And maybe, sorry, it's just come to mind now, maybe have CJ Perry cost Miro the match, so then Miro kind of doesn't feel like he has that restraint of CJ Perry over him, and like kind of his god has betrayed him, and now his wife has betrayed him, and that kind of brings a more violent and more aggressive side of Miro out into the new year, which I think would absolutely kick ass. So yeah, hopefully, I'm hoping for very big things from Miro and Andrade in the new year, but for me, I've got Andrade to get the win. Following that, we have Julia Hart defending the TBS Championship against Abaddon. I feel like this is going to be a really cool match. There's definitely going to be some kind of spooky shenanigans going on in this one, like messing with the lights and all this other stuff. But I think it's going to be very enjoyable. It's going to be more of the entertainment side, in my opinion, of wrestling rather than the technical wrestling side. But yeah, it's one I'm looking forward to. It's been a while since Abaddon, I think, has been on pay-per-view. She definitely hasn't been on one this year, maybe since she had a feud with Shida when she was champion the first time round. She got on a pay-per-view, which is good. It's like a fresh person to have as a challenger for a championship. I like how Julia Hart chose Abaddon rather than Abaddon challenging Julia Hart. And like I say, they're both really spooky, so it made sense that Julia will kind of almost, I don't know what the word is now, like show her dominance, and that she owns the spooky side of the women's division almost. You know, with Sky Blue turning heel finally. You know, I did a video on Sky Blue about turning heel and stuff. Go watch that. I'll leave it a link at the end of the video. But yeah, I'm hoping that this kind of brings Sky Blue more into the House of Black, as I feel like she would be quite a cool fit. And yeah, I think I can 100% see Sky Blue costing Abaddon the match and helping Julia get the win, probably with the mist, maybe not, I'm not sure, but either way, one I'm definitely looking forward to. I like Julia Hart being the TBS champion. I'm hoping it stays that way, and yeah, I do have a bias towards the House of Black, but I genuinely do think that Julia Hart's going to retain the championship here. After that, we have Swerve Strickland taking on Keith Lee. This feels very thrown together, but I was fully expecting Swerve to be in the final of the Continental Classic. And the fact he got robbed by Jon Moxley twice, not impressed about, but it makes sense for Moxley to get the win. I probably would have predicted Moxley from the start, so either way, like, Swerve is full of momentum, even though he has 2 losses over Moxley, but yeah, I can't see him losing here. Like, I feel like he's going to have a huge 2024, not like world title huge, but he's going to be putting on great matches into New Year. His feud with Hangman has set him on fire recently. And yeah, I just feel like they're going to capitalise on this with a win over Keith Lee. Keith Lee is similar to Miro. He also needs the win, but like they don't seem to be that bothered. Like he's been doing Ring of Honor stuff recently, or he just hasn't been on TV. He kept talking about him. That him was Swerve Strickland, which is good because it gives Swerve something to do on the pay-per-view. But this feud finished like a year ago. Like it'll be over a year at that come this weekend. And it just doesn't make any sense why we're picking it up now, and especially Swerve is like so hot at the minute, like as far as momentum goes, that he just ideally he just runs through Keith Lee and then moves on to something new in the new year. So, but yeah, I can see this kind of. I just can't see Swerve losing this one. Therefore, I have him to get the win here. Following that, we have Toni Storm defending the Women's World Championship against Riho. For me, I've got Toni Storm to get the win here, as you can see by the black and white. I can't see her not winning here, pretty much. Like, I can't see Riho taking the title from her, not yet anyway. I feel like there is only one person who will take the world title from Toni Storm, and that is Jamie Hayter. And when she returns, I will absolutely lose my shit, because I genuinely want her back so badly, and we don't hear anything at all about Jamie Hayter's return or how she's doing with her injury or anything like that. But anyway, back to the match. I feel like this match is going to be really good. Riho is always good at putting on great matches, even though the size advantage always goes to her opponent. Of course, as Jim Ross likes to remind us, she is only 95 pounds, or 98 when she decides to put on a few. But yeah, I feel like it's definitely going to be one of the more enjoyable matches. Tony's work recently has been absolutely fantastic, and just how much crowd support and fan support she's got over this new character, it would be silly to take the world title off her now. I feel like she's going to have one of the more longer runs of the women's division and maybe challenge Britt Baker's championship reign, because as I said, I can't see anyone take it off her apart from Jamie Hayter, and even then I might be doubtful. So yeah, Toni Storm 100% to get the win here and to retain the women's championship. Following that, we have the final of the Continental Classic. We have the winner of the Blue League in Eddie Kingston taking on the winner of the Gold League in Jon Moxley. This tournament's been really fun to watch. I'm very much enjoyed it, and it seems like they're going to be keeping it on as a yearly thing, which I am fully for. Like, absolutely fantastic concepts. Though it's not a new concept, it's like something new for a tournament in AEW. And yeah, we've had some really cool matches and results go down, so feel very sorry for Brody Lee, who fully deserved to get through to the final of the Blue League, but fell short at the end. And yeah, people like Andrade, Roosh, Eddie Kingston here, Claudio got some really good showings in, and yeah, I think as a new thing for AEW, it has worked completely, and I'm fully for it carrying on over the next few years. But the final of it comes down to Moxley and Kingston, and for me, I have Eddie Kingston to get the win here. I feel like he has been on such a big momentum boost, especially with his win over Danielson last night on AEW. He has a win over Claudio in the tournament. It makes sense for him to go through the Blackpool Combat Club and defeat Moxley as well, as they cut an impassionate promo after the match with Danielson last night, and there was also a interview with Kingston after the match on social media. And the more he talks about how his demons and how he needs this win more than anything, the more I'm convinced he's going to get the win. I feel like this is probably going to be a good nomination for Match of the Night. If not, it will be, to be fair. I can't see many of the matches being Match of the Night, but this one definitely stands out as one that should be. And yeah, I feel like I was very doubtful that Kingston was even going to get to this point, especially after the first two losses that he took. With him being the defending New Japan Strong Champion and the Ring of Honor World Champion, I thought that his tournament was done weeks ago. So it's cool to see his rise back into the final, and I can see him becoming the Triple Crown Champion and being a champion in AEW, Ring of Honor and New Japan, which is really cool for him. Fully deserved for him. It's been a while coming for him to be on top of companies and winning championships all around. He had a lot of momentum when he had his feud with Jericho last year, at the start of last year. And yeah, I'm glad they're capitalising on it finally and giving him the opportunities that he deserves to carry championships and main event pay-per-views and be in positions to put on banger matches all the time. And yeah, they're fully deserving, and I've got Eddie Kingston to become the new Continental Champion and to become the Triple Crown Champion. And finally, what I assume will be the main event, we have MJF defending the AEW World Championship against Samoa Joe. And before last night, I would have gone MJF 100%, absolutely, wasn't losing the title here, not in Long Island, absolutely not. But after last night, I'm really not sure. Like, it was revealed that Samoa Joe has been working with the Devil. He completely took out Max's shoulder is absolutely fucked, it's falling off. And then he muscle busted him just to make that shit worse. I have no idea who's winning this match. Like, it is probably the hardest match to predict behind Andrade and Miro, in my opinion. And I'm going to stick with MJF, but I feel like we're 100% going to get the reveal of the Devil, hopefully. I feel like it has to happen in Long Island. Like, surely. Like, I don't know. This whole thing's been led on, and it is absolute cinema. And I'd honestly say this rivals the Bloodline stuff from last year. Like, this MJF, Adam Cole, Samoa Joe, Devil stuff has been the Bloodline stuff of 2022, in my opinion. And yeah, it's just been fantastic to watch. Obviously, I have said who I think the Devil is. You can watch it in my video that I made before about Britt. If it's for reveal, I think it's Britt Baker. But I'll put the video link in the end of the video, like I'm going to do with the Sky Blue one. So you want to watch that, please do watch it. It's a very good video. But yeah, say MJ, I feel like it's going to be one of the better matches of the night. I feel like it's going to be a lot better than the first match they had at Grand Slam, I believe it was. Hopefully no one gets injured in it like Adam Cole did. But yeah, for me, I'm going to go with MJF, though it wouldn't shock me if Samoa Joe got the win here. Like, I've been doubting it all day. It's why I've waited so late to make this predictions video, because I just can't make my mind up on whether MJF is losing here or not. But I feel like he is going to retain here and take the championship into 2024, though I'm a bit hesitant on it. But I'm going to stick to my guns and go with MJF. So there's my predictions for AEW's World's End. This is the final pay-per-view of the year overall, as it's literally like one day before New Year's Eve. So yeah, I hope you all enjoy the pay-per-view. Do put in the comments down below who you think is going to win, who you think the Devil's going to be, anything else you think is going to happen. Is someone going to debut or return? I don't know. I don't think we'll get any returns or debuts though this late into the year, though we'll probably, hopefully, get the reveal of the Devil. So yeah, it's a bit I'm definitely looking forward to. Like, they announced 5 matches last night on Dynamite, and I was excited for all 5 of them. So yeah, very much looking forward to it. Again, it feels like AEW are throwing together a pay-per-view, but whenever they do that, it tends to knock it out of the park. So hopefully that trend stays the same. A similar thing happened with All Out earlier this year. But yes, very much looking forward to it. And I'll be able to total my score for what I got overall in AEW predictions this year after the review video. But for now, I'll ask you to like and subscribe and share and comment and all that good stuff. Follow the Instagram as well, though I've been very terrible at posting on it recently. I do apologise. And yeah, hope you all had a good Christmas. And I will see you guys in the next video, which will be on New Year's Eve, reviewing World's End. Thank you very much for watching. See you later.